What's going on, y'all? Too Close to Home, Season 1, Episode 6, Hard Feelings. So we just gonna get right into it because I'm tired. Um, Listen, this episode, it really didn't give me much. The mama, let me tell you something. Yo fat ass, I'm sorry to have to start it off like this. I just can't stand when people are in need of assistance from other people and you have the nerve to cop an attitude, to be rude, to be disrespectful, to be in your feelings because you made yourself that way. You know what I'm saying? You ate and you ate and you ate and didn't move or anything. So therefore use a big fat pile of okay, uselessness, you know, and your family has to come in there and help your ass and you being disrespectful as hell. Like, girl, did y'all? It just pissed me off. That was literally at the end of the episode. It just really pissed me off. But let's just start at the beginning. I had to get that out for a second. So they when they started where it left off, they really start. Bitch, they've been whooping Victor ass for the past week. Okay, they've been whooping his ass for a whole goddamn week. All right, and I said, damn, let him up. What the fuck? I understand he was being a little rude or something because he was drunk and all, and of course. The sheriff just now pulling up and he trying to break it up and he telling them, okay, I'm gonna arrest y'all. Man, so you gonna arrest me because of queer and all this stuff? They was like, dude, this could be considered a hate crime. Well, technically, this is a hate crime. You want the feds out here? You want this? He from D.C. We don't need no problems like that out here in Happy Alabama, okay? We don't need that. So you take your ass to the courthouse, to the jailhouse, and you sit there and you turn yourself in. I said, so they just let them do that? Nigga, I guess that's what happened in small towns because not out here. Not out here. But basically, he over there going over there to see if Victor okay. And I'm sitting here like, check to see if he breathing. Victor do move a little bit, but he's not really conscious. Okay? You pick him up, you put him in your car, and you take him to Brody's house because you feel like the daddy can do something. You know damn well the daddy got dementia, okay? So he's going in and out. And basically, you waiting on the daddy to see if he can do something because y'all in such of a small town that an ambulance is 5 hours away or to take 3 to 5 hours for an ambulance to get there. And it's not even sure that they're going to pick him up because it's a private owned ambulance company or whatever. And if he don't have insurance, they're not going to take him. And plus the same thing with a helicopter. I'm sitting here like, what type of bullshit? Remind me to get all my shots and stuff and not say nothing to nobody when I'm going on road trips and shit, just in case we break down up in a small town. Because I ain't got time for this shit. Like, what? You got to go to hoops and circles and then Brody, they just gonna keep Brody in the wife beater this whole season. I'm fine with it, okay? Because that back, bitch. But anyway, Brody, like, my daddy can't do shit, and you know that. The daddy come out and saying, well, even Brody looked at him and was like, his belly is swollen. He could have internal bleeding. The whole time I'm thinking, in the way that they pulled Victor out there, the sheriff, I'm like, no, something could be broken in him. He could have internal bleeding. Y'all not supposed to pick him up like that. His neck can be fucked up. Man, it was just so much going on. But they in this backwoods town, and they don't know nothing about that. They only got like one fucking doctor, and he crazy. Okay, well he not crazy, but he's losing his mind because he has dementia. At one point, he's there, he's lucid. The next thing, he's not. He's helping out, then he's going back into an episode, and then he comes back in at the end of the episode. Brody come up in there and see the daddy just digging all up in him. He like, what the fuck are you doing? Blood and everything. I said, get your daddy, Brody. He may be about to save his life. Maybe, but I don't put my life into somebody's hands who has dementia, Alzheimer's, or any type of, disease that's fucking with the brain, okay? And they see the tattoo on his arm that said Victor and Dexter. And he was like, I ain't never know no girl named Dexter. I said, cause they gay. I was like, damn, y'all really ain't up to date with shit, okay? Y'all really not here for that, all right? Because on next week's episode, when Dex come out there and they talking to Anna Mama, he was like, oh, your boyfriend. The way that they say it, it was just like, oh, y'all so homophobic. But I'm not even really offended. For some reason, I'm just not offended right now. But anyway, speaking of Dex, he trying to hurry up and get his stuff on. Of course, he didn't call Valerie. And Valerie is just angry for no reason, okay? Valerie, I understand, this whole situation with Anna and all the consequences that could fall back, but the way that she handled it and the way, like, she just, it seems like she's jealous that it wasn't her or something, like she's envious or something. I just don't get where her anger, the amount of anger that she has is coming from. Not her anger, but the amount of anger that she has is coming from, because Dexter's trying to get ready and she was like, I bet you it's that bitch. It's that bitch. And I told you. No, it's not even her fault. It's his fault, because she told him not to take his ass over there. And not only did he take his ass over there, he took his ass over there, got drunk with her sister, okay, and started grabbing other men's asses up in there and talking shit to them, and therefore they proceeded to whoop that ass, all right? There you go. You are not in New York. You are not in D.C. You are not in nobody else's city. You are in some small little country bucking town that don't do that shit, okay? They are not here for that shit. They are not progressive like that. At least that's what they showing us, all right? And you gonna blame that shit on that girl. I can't believe that bullshit. I said, Valerie, please go get you some dick or go rub you on the clit, because something is about... You need to let all that frustration out, and you seem to be letting it out on other people. Like, girl, it's irritating me in a way that she gonna come down there on next week's episode talking to the lady in the bar. It was like, yo, country ass bitch, this country ass bitch. I said, you so disrespectful. Whoop her ass, please. Whoop her ass. Okay? You want some information, but yet you disrespecting the folks that's right there, like they can help and all this stuff. Don't do that. But anyway, moving on from that, what other scene? I got the scene with Victor with okay, so Shelby was at the bar again, laying on the pool table. They trying to get her ass to get up out of there. The lady like, you need to go. You see what they did to that boy. And it was like, okay, well, if he fucked up, you still got his credit card and shit. That's what threw me. They didn't even have his wallet and all that. So I said, oh, Lord. So she was like, you got his credit card, give me another drink and all that stuff. And no, bitch, I want my cut. So I don't know what it is that she into with them, but I think JB and them all got something going on or whatever. But basically she told her to get her ass out. And then when she tried to come for old girl, the dude came down and was like, you get your ass out of here right now, Shelby. Okay, and I'm going to call JB. I don't give a fuck. Call JB. Fuck that bitch. That's basically what she said. Okay. And so, they called JB and he was like, she just left. She on foot. She went to the left. And was like, why didn't you tell me when I was down there? Because, bitch, I was dealing with other shit, all right? I'm telling you now. She just left. She's walking. So, therefore, you can't find her. Okay, go ahead. But, anyway, after that, this scene, Rebel, of course her name would be Rebel. But Heather? Real Housewives of... Oh, okay. Rebel, she's in her feelings because your mom left you when she was like 9 years old. Didn't really come back. Didn't really say nothing to you. All this stuff. Didn't keep up with you. So you feel neglected. So I get where her little teenage angst is coming from. Like, why are you coming back down now? Because, hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. Anyway, it was like, why are you coming back now after all this time? And then the fact of the matter is, had this news not broke out about, her being with the president, but Annabelle one never came back down there. And the fact is that she's not down there for her daughter. She's down there to hide away from the stuff that's going on up in D.C. and in the news and stuff like that. And I would feel some type of way too, And so Rebel was like, go over there and get Grandma her soda. Go give her her soda. I hate saying soda, but that's what they say. We say Papa P in the Midwest in Chicago, okay? Go give her her soda. And she was like, girl, no, I ain't finna go back over there. I can't. She was like, bitch, she want her soda, and if she don't get it, she gonna get pissed off and angry. Now, see, let me tell you something. The way they got it all, like, they so scared of the mama, the grandma/mama, her big ass can't move nowhere, okay? Y'all scared of her, and she can't move a damn place, okay? Like, I just don't get it. Ain't no way in hell I'm finna be scared of somebody who's immobilized, who can't do shit for themselves, and who is dependent on me to help take care of them. Okay? Fuck that. And y'all are enablers like a motherfucker because, you know, y'all can give her the food that she needs to have. All right? Y'all don't have to feed her as much as y'all do, okay? Y'all can force that bitch to get the fuck up, okay? I look at 600-pound life sometimes, okay? And I think the way they do that shit. And everybody that's around feeding them, giving them big plates of foods, you're fucking enablers. And therefore, you can't get upset with her because you in on the whole thing too, okay? She can get y'all in on it too, all right? But y'all are scared of her. Okay, she gets angry when you don't give her this and give her that. I'm sitting here like, fuck that. You know, Bonnie shows up. Hey, girl. Bonnie the only one at this point that's like really here for Annabelle and, you know, give her some clothes. And they talking about what's going on. She talks about Rebel and how she's doing good in school. And, you know, she probably be the second one to go off to college. And, you know, she's in her feelings about what's going on and missing home and, you know, her life being a fucked up mess and all this shit. Whatever. Next thing you know, she was like, I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna watch down mama. Girl, she go over there. Mama was like, so what you here for? What you looking at me for? What you here? You here to help her? Helping Bonnie for what? Bonnie the one that been taking care of me. Bitch, you know, she was just going in on Annabelle, calling her bitches and shit. And I'm like, she was like, you left and you ain't give us no money and all this stuff. Technically, she's not obligated to give you money. She can give you money out the kindness of her heart because, you know, she sees the struggle that you're going through and she could do that. But you can't get pissed off that a person don't want to give you money regardless. You talking about something did not cook for you, did not clean for you all them years. You were the mother, so therefore that's what you were supposed to do. Okay, that was your obligation. As soon as that child came out your body and you had them kids, that was your obligation and your responsibility were those kids, okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's not mandatory that the child take care of the parents. It's mandatory that the parents take care of the child unless you give them up for adoption, all right? Or you give them to your grandparents or whatever, you know? It'd be nice if the kid want to go ahead and give and do more for the parents and all that stuff in the long run. But they're not obligated to do so. So for you to be sitting there just doing all that shit and talking all that shit when Bonnie up there trying to check your blood sugar, bitch, I'm just sitting here like, you should be fucking embarrassed. They gotta wash your ass, and she couldn't even take it. I would have been like, Soon as I seen that crack, I said, no, get me the fuck up out of here. I would have dropped the shit and said, you know what, I tried. Let me stop faking this bullshit and let me go outside and get some goddamn air, bitch. Bonnie said, go get the baby powder. And if you don't see her, go to the car and go to the store and get some. Trying to give her an excuse to get out of there because she saw it all up in her face. I'm just sitting here like, you know, she's just being rude. The mama and Bonnie said, you know, you want me to leave? Do you want me to leave? She was like, no, but I'm just saying. She was being mean to me. She's like, no, bitch, you being mean to her. Okay? She was like, you know what? Fuck this. You ain't getting nothing to eat. I said you threatened her with food. That didn't make no sense. But that's just how it is. Is that everything that happened in this episode? Basically, it really wasn't much. If I missed something, put it down in the comments. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. I just can't believe the disrespect. But, like, you let yourself get that big and you can't move and you gonna be, girl, I wish somebody would. I'll roll your ass on out there. Let me stop. Anyway, y'all, I'll see y'all later. Peace.